Yo, what's up, guys? What is going on? Listen, man, we got a doozy coming up here, and this has been all over social media. I've been seeing it pop up. People have been sending me clips about this city girl mayor in Illinois that's misappropriating funds. She just doing whatever she wants to do, spending money, buying wigs, going on trips, eating the finest of steaks and crawfish, and going to Vegas and doing all kind of crazy stuff. She firing people. She basically telling people don't question her. She's just running stuff the way some of these sisters is running it. And this is one of the reasons why people say some women, or just women in general, shouldn't have power. I'm not saying it, but even women themselves say it. And it's a lot of women, which they're going to say she's got some haters, she's got some critics, she's got some detractors that's coming at her because they hating on her because she's living a certain lifestyle that they not living with all the stuff she got going on. And she's hiring some questionable people. And without further ado, I don't want to hold you guys up. I'm talking about 39-year-old Tiffany Henyard. Now, Tiffany Henyard, she was previously a trustee that became mayor of the small town of Dolton, Illinois, which is south of Chicago, and she's running things in this village. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. Let's go.
Last night, we showed you how some residents and elected officials claim the local mayor retaliates against people who don't support her.
Well, tonight we look at a spending spree that's also causing questions and concern. Again, investigative reporter Ben Bradley.
40 minutes south of Chicago, you'll find Dolton, Illinois. The median income is $24,000 a year. And yet the mayor collects more than 10 times that amount from various elected positions. And as we found, a paycheck isn't the only perk. In south suburban Dolton, the economic challenges run deep.
We still have areas that need trees cut, streets paved, alleys paved, sidewalks fixed. It's a lot of that going on.
And a lot that's being spent, not on critical repairs, but on travel, meals, and more by many top village officials.
It's an issue. It's been an issue for some time.
We just look up and we're paying for stuff. And it just makes no sense. She's just doing what she wants to do.
None of them do the things that we do here. We the only ones making sure y'all streets get paid, find ways to fix what is broken.
She is Mayor Tiffany Henyard.
But then they running y'all, tell y'all this little fictitious story.
Would you like to just do an interview with me?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, let's go. I mean,
In addition to leading Dolton, she also serves as supervisor of Thornton Township. You make almost $300,000 between your two elected positions.
I do not. I don't know where you got that number from.
We got it from her own village and township records.
These are tax dollars.
So is the money being spent on village credit cards. WGN Investigates obtained copies of statements that reveal village officials have spent more than $24,000 at restaurants in just 1 year, including this Midlothian barbecue joint and a South Holland sub shop.
I've seen the same thing and more. You name it, they've done it.
Other questionable expenses include the streaming service Hulu, flights to Texas, Alabama, and Missouri, and hotel rooms in nearby suburbs, including Madison and Elk Grove Village, plus thousands of dollars spent at a hotel in downstate Pontiac.
So she just eating at the finest of restaurants. She's getting hotels, Hulu subscriptions. And you see how she's talking. She's got a mouth on her, don't she? And a lot of you gonna be like, well, there's only women that's like speaking out against her and the fellas don't have anything to say. It seems like a lot of this stuff isn't getting done around this small town. The median income, they said, was what, $24,000? And there's roughly about 20,000 people in this small town. And she's just taking the funds and just, I'm gonna have a good old time. I got a whole stock of wigs. GR, why you always gotta talk about the wigs? Because I got to. And she's just doing her thing, man. But I guess there's more to it with all the travel, like the money that she's racking up. There's more. Did he say $24,000? $24,000 in restaurants, man. Sheesh. Let's finish this up, though. Let's go.
My take is this. If they are going to something that's going to benefit the village, that's fine. But from my standpoint of view, these things don't benefit the village at all.
And then there are the trips to Las Vegas. Mayor Henyard and other top officials traveled to Sin City in May to attend a shopping center conference. It's unclear if it helped Dolton land any deals.
Don't have a clue. We're all in the dark. Not only are the residents in the dark, but the trustees are also in the dark as well.
I do not handle anything as relates to with credit cards. As you heard me speak today in my board meeting about, I do not handle that.
Some of those charges are for you, though.
No, sir.
You didn't go to Las Vegas? What is that?
No comment.
You don't know if you were in Las Vegas?
Of course I do.
Were you?
It's not paid by them.
Did you fly first class to Las Vegas?
Any other questions?
Actually, yes. The credit card records do shed some light on tax dollars spent at several restaurants near the Strip, including Cafe Hollywood and Hot and Juicy Crawfish.
All right, any other questions?
So you're not going to answer how taxpayer dollars are being spent? That seems odd.
I just answered it. What do you mean? I just answered your questions.
You said you wouldn't answer about Las Vegas.
You asked me a question and I responded. So any other questions you may have?
They may have signed up for a conference, but they never bring anything back, so we have no idea why they go to these trips.
Remember, we mentioned Henyard was also supervisor at Thornton Township. WGN Investigates obtained copies of that agency's credit card statements as well. They show township taxpayers also spent money on the Vegas trip, on everything from steak dinners to hotels, and $3,741 just on Henyard's round-trip flight.
But I shouldn't have to sit up here and break all this down.
When trustees refused to pay a big block of bills this week, the mayor accused them of putting vital city services in jeopardy.
We need receipts to understand what's going on.
We couldn't help but notice the red hat perched in front of Mayor Henyard throughout the meeting. It's from the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, which, by the way, was apparently a stop on the Vegas trip. $303 billed to Thornton Township taxpayers.
We just feel lost, and we just want the powers that be to step in and say, hey, you know, something's got to give.
Is there anybody else? I just want to be clear. Anybody else after that? Is that it? That's it?
Yeah, she just running this with an iron fist. Like, I'm not about to answer no questions. I'm going to use this money. I have the latitude to do whatever I want to do. I'm going to eat at these restaurants, even if it doesn't benefit my village. She's going to do her thing. You see how she was talking? She didn't want to answer no questions. Had a smirk on her face, just cheesing. Yeah, and what? If that's the case, she shouldn't have even taken the interview. But the fact that she took the interview and she's just denying everything, she got that part down. That's just like a politician. I'm going to deny everything. Deny. This is just one of those things. And like, she's one of those type of leaders, if you will, that if you don't agree with her, she's going to get you out of here. She just fired the chief of police recently. And there's also other guys who basically didn't want to do business with her. There's a car show, which I'll play the clip here, where a guy said that he paid for the permit and everything. He's been doing it 6-7 years or something like that. And she denied it because he didn't want to move it to her venue. Put cement blocks in the way to block anybody from coming in there, and had the police out there on standby just in case anybody tried to go in there.
A South Suburban car show is canceled after the entrance is barricaded with giant concrete blocks.
Now the sponsor of that show and the Park District are calling it an act of revenge by the mayor in Dolton, Tiffany Henyard.
Dane Placco reports the Park District is now considering a lawsuit against the mayor.
Always a good time for everybody that comes out, fun, exciting, good for the community.
For the past 8 years, Darren Bosley has organized an annual car show here in the parking lot of Needles Park in Dolton. But after paying $1,000 to the Park District for this year's permit, Bosley got an unexpected call last Wednesday from Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's top assistant,
saying that the show would be shut down, but if I move my event to her location on Greenwood, that I will be fine.
Did you take that as a threat?
Yes, I took that as bullying.
Sure enough, when Bosley showed up at the park Saturday morning, he found that giant concrete barricades had been placed at the entrance, and Dolton police were threatening to tow any cars that parked there.
We talking about two different governments.
talking about the park government versus the village government.
Dolton Park District President Cleo Jones says Mayor Henyard has no legal authority over Park District property and believes she didn't want the competition to hurt attendance at her own event, a house music festival a few blocks away.
So other than that, she's spending a ton of money on her own personal security detail. Let's get into that.
Can the Dolton Police Department afford to have this many officers attached to her detail?
We can. We really need them patrolling the streets.
So she's the part-time mayor of a South suburban village of a little more than 20,000 people.
Yet residents of Dolton are paying hundreds of thousands of dollars per year to provide security for their self-proclaimed super mayor.
Tonight, Fox 32 investigates Tiffany Henyard's security detail and the massive amount of overtime it is generating for a handful of officers. Our Dane Placco has more.
Hey guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the People's Mayor and People's Supervisor.
Tiffany Henyard makes nearly $250,000 a year serving as both mayor of Dolton and Thornton Township supervisor, an elected political double dip. She's charismatic and controversial.
Nobody knows something. Don't nobody know nothing.
Here she is starting a Dolton Village board meeting dressed like the Wesley Snipes character in the movie New Jack City. Later, punctuating her political points with the help of her own DJ.
Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me. Thank you, DJ.
And it's hard to turn anywhere in Dolton without seeing Henyard's picture, or online, where she recently commemorated 9/11 with her own photo. I want to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
But when we asked Henyard a few months ago about her use of tax dollars, she was quickly hustled out of the room by armed security. And on Facebook, in videos posted by Henyard herself, we see her being driven around and surrounded by Dolton officers, which got us to wondering, why all the cops?
We weren't opposed to her having the security detail. We asked how long and how often.
Dolton trustee Brittany Norwood says Henyard began assembling her detail shortly after being elected in 2021, using hand-picked Dolton police officers. Using a Freedom of Information request, we obtained the work records for 6 of the officers assigned to Henyard's security detail at various times, and showed them to some of Dolton's trustees. This is a Freedom of Information request we did to see how much overtime these officers are making on her security detail.
Oh, wow. 162 hours.
162. Well, that's nothing. What goes through your mind when you see these numbers?
It's disappointing. It's frustrating.
The officers are paid every 2 weeks, which without overtime is 80 hours. But when they're put on Henyard's detail, that 80 hours balloons to well over 100 hours, sometimes 200 hours. And in the case of Officer Terry Young last May, 303 hours worked over a 2-week period. That resulted in a single paycheck of more than $13,000. Earlier that day, we watched as a Dolton cop drove Henyard from her other job at Thornton Township to a Mexican restaurant for lunch. Trustees say the security detail picks the mayor up at her home in the morning and is with her until she's dropped off at night, often taking her on errands and shopping.
300 hours over a 2-week period. That leaves, I believe, only 30 hours of rest that he's not working or whatever. But this is just bananas, and 13 grand in 2 weeks. Hey, man, it looks like the women are getting involved with this and the dudes are upholding this. But looks like she's going to be facing some charges maybe soon. Going to be getting indicted. She's going to come up on charges, bottom line here shortly, man. This is just crazy, bro. This is crazy. And she's just doing it without a care in the world. She's like, who going to check me? You got a DJ dressing like Nino Brown up in there? Citizens better have my money. Like, what is going on? Yo, anyway, man, that's some crazy stuff. But anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think about this, the city girl mayor. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit me up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. Helps to support the channel. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. With that being said, much blessings and abundance. Stick around for the next video that's going to pop up on the screen below. That's where I'm going to see you guys at. It's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.